Welcome to Las Vegas Trader YouTube channel and my weekly analysis video of the markets. So let's just jump right into the charts and review what happened this past week, and at the same time, what we might see this upcoming week. So here's the S&P 500 futures. As you can see, I called for a bullish move this week, well, this past week, and that's exactly what we've seen here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days, because this red bar was taken out with these two green bars. So now we're sitting right at resistance, and we formed this small topping tail on a daily chart. The weekly chart, as you remember, a couple weeks ago, or 3 weeks ago or so, we hit this 20-day moving average, and I said we're going to see some kind of bounce back up, and we have seen higher prices. So we might test this high, this all-time high, and then form a possible double top and come down after that. And let's take a look at this monthly chart here. So we're halfway through the month or so, and it's eating away at this red bar, but it was probably sitting above roughly more than 66% retracement to the upside. So it will be interesting to see what happens next 2 weeks or so if this bar gets taken out and or just a fake out and this, and then this bar turns into a bottoming, the topping tail, and lower prices after that. So let's move on to Nasdaq. Let's go to daily chart. Same thing as the S&P 500. Pretty much, very much similar looking chart. So it was having a hard time breaking this resistance here. So we're sitting right above the 50-day moving average. So, but I think we might roll over because the 20-day moving average is declining. The 50 is flat. So once we break down and close below the 50, we're probably going to see prices right up around the 20-day moving average on a daily chart. And the weekly, pretty much the same thing as S&P 500. But remember, I called for all-time highs, and I don't think, I hope it doesn't break above what I called for. So let's take a look at the monthly chart here. It's the same thing on Nasdaq and S&P 500. This one is almost, this red bar is almost taken out. I mean, 18,700. So we're another 500 points or so, and we're gonna hit the all-time highs. But let's go to Dow Jones. Start with the daily here. So very similar. Nice bull move to the upside. So that was expected, like I called for. And now, after all these green bars, we should see a pullback. And the weekly chart, it's a little bit stronger than the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq, because this bar formed right off of 20-day moving average. So if we see a reversal, this bar needs to be taken out on Monday. And then lower prices after that. And on a monthly chart, just like Nasdaq, I mean, here's Russell. Slightly different on Friday. What happened? The other indices were green. The Russell was in the red. So, um, so the other three indices might follow Russell 2000 here. So I like lower prices as long as we break below these the 52 moving average and this green bar and close below. We're going to the 20 and possibly lower. Let's take a look at the weekly here. So we are sitting right at the recent resistance here. So yeah, I like the move to the downside. And the monthly chart still eating away at this red bar, but we still have a couple weeks left. So let's move on to crude oil. As you remember, I called for a bearish move because we have stayed below the 20-day moving average. We tried to break above it, but the 20-day moving average halted the higher prices, so it moved back down. And I called for the 200-day moving average, and we hit the 200 and moved below it. So we're sitting right at below the 200-day moving average, but now we're sitting right at this support slash resistance. But right now it's support, of course. So now this bottoming tail is, of course, support as well. So as long as we don't break below this bar, we're probably going to see higher prices. Now, if we do break below, we're going lower. If this bar gets taken out, say on Monday, we're probably going to go higher. Most likely going to go higher. So here's the weekly chart. So we might see a little pullback more to the downside. Let's just call 76 bucks and then bounce off the 200 and form a bottoming tail and move up. And here's the monthly. So we are still staying above the moving averages. The 20 is kind of flattish now. So this bar hasn't closed yet because we have 2 weeks left. So, but I think we're going to see move back up and higher prices. So let's move on to gold. So as you remember, I said the prices tried to break through this 20-day moving average, but it did not. And then we got slammed hard with this red bar. And then we tried to come back, but we just got stuck in the range here. And finally, we broke above the 20-day moving average. And now we're sitting here above it. But this red bar is a slight problem here for the bulls. So we need to break above it and close above it to move higher. So in the weekly chart, so as long as we don't, this week, we don't erase this green bar and close above, below it, we're going higher. And that's what I think is going to happen because we are in a bullish move right now. And the monthly, it's like I said, we are in the, looks very bullish. And let's take a look at silver. It's pretty much the same picture as gold, except we did hit 29 bucks and pulled back because of this red bar. I mean, we hit the top of it and just above it, and we came down. So I would expect a little more pullback and then continuation and probably hit 30 bucks. And on a weekly chart, same thing. So we have strong move back up, strong move up, pull back, and continuation. So my target would be 30 bucks on a weekly chart and the monthly. So we need to break through this resistance here. So once we break above 30 bucks, 35 bucks will be the next target for silver. Let's look at the Bitcoin now on a daily chart. So if you remember, we had this bull run here. And then the 50 moving at the average 52 moving average resisted higher prices, so we had to pull back down. We tried to move back up with one red bar, with one green bar, and then we just got erased the following day on Friday. So I would expect lower prices from now on, unless this bar gets taken out, and we are definitely moving higher. Definitely. But that's on the daily chart. Let's look at the weekly. On the weekly chart, I like lower prices. So again, but then if this bar gets erased and taken out, we're gonna go higher and test the highs and the monthly chart. So it's right now it's indecision. So, but I think we're gonna go lower. Just want to see here on the 4-hour chart. Yeah, so this is pretty strong red bar. So we're sitting right at this support. So now we're going to test probably 57,000 or 56 even. Yeah, but on daily chart looks probably lower because now we're forming a trend also, a channel. Let me draw these lines here a little bit. Put one here. We can put one here. So now just call it 52,000 or so, or even this price action here would be acting as support, and of course the 200-day moving average. So that's what I see. Let's go to dollar daily chart. I like lower prices for dollar because we try to break above the 20-day moving average, and then we got slammed with this red bar, and just Friday just a little green bar. But now I think we're going lower on the daily chart. On a weekly chart, I think this green bar is going to get erased, and we're moving to the moving averages. Call it 104. And the monthly, same thing on monthly. I like lower prices. Unless this bar gets taken out, then again, if we take out this red bar and close above it, above the moving average, the 20-day moving average, we're going higher. So Monday, Tuesday will be indication what happens for the rest of the week. And the bond market, the daily chart. Once again, let's draw these lines for this channel that we've been watching, right? So we barely broke below it, but then they found support, and then we moved back up, and we are right up between the moving averages. So would indicate we're going to this top channel, but then once we break above the channel, we're going higher. So let's take a look at the weekly chart. On a weekly chart, I like higher prices for a couple reasons. The first major reason is I see a reverse head and shoulders pattern. Here's one shoulder right here, the left or the right shoulder, whatever you want to call it. Here's the head, and we are forming the other shoulder. So now I would like to see a nice powerful green bar and break above the moving averages. That would indicate that we're going to go higher. Now this is the weekly chart. So nice weekly bar would be and close above the moving average. That would be good indication. And then again, we are eating away at this red bar on the monthly chart. So once we close above it, higher prices are almost guaranteed. So we'll be watching all of this. So that's it for this week. Don't forget to like the video, share, and subscribe. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to this channel, hit the bell notification icon, and give it a thumbs up, and share with anyone and everyone you think might like and benefit from this content on my channel. Don't forget to hit the bell notification icon because you will not see any notifications if you don't hit it. So when I go live or when my content is up. So anyways, that's it for this week, and take care, and we'll see you next week.